Good morning and welcome to today's Thought for the Week. It's actually our final Thought for the Week for this year and before Christmas. We've been doing these pretty much every week since the start of the pandemic, but we are looking forward to a day when they are no longer necessary. And that brings me to today's theme, looking forward. Maybe already you're looking forward to Christmas. I know in a lot of houses in a couple of days' time we'll be getting the advent calendars out and we'll be opening the doors, getting the wee bits of chocolate. Or if you're really fancy, one of the other ones with, I don't know, soap or perfume or new socks, whatever it is in your advent calendar. You're counting down to Christmas. You're looking forward to what is to come. And that's what we're doing with our thoughts for the week. You see, we're not going away completely. We're going to start a new advent video series. So keep your eyes peeled and keep tuned into wherever you're normally viewing the Thought for the Week. Because not only are you getting one a week, you're getting one every day for 24 days in the run up to Christmas. But don't worry, it won't just be my face. There'll be lots of different faces. And in fact, there are still some spaces left. If you would like to volunteer to be in one of our Advent videos, then contact me at youth@secondcumber.co.uk and you could be in one of our Advent videos. We would love to see our whole church family involved in this video project. So back to our thought for the week. Looking forward. What are you looking forward to? Maybe it is Christmas. Or maybe actually you're a bit worried about Christmas because a weird thing that has happened the last couple of Christmases means that we don't really know what it's going to look like. We think we have our plans, but we're waiting with bated breath to see if anything is going to change. Normally, when we're looking forward to Christmas, we know it's because of what we're looking forward to. We know what's going to happen. Whereas we're not quite sure this time. And that got me thinking to all of the people throughout the Bible who have been looking forward. Whether that was the Israelites as they were in Egypt looking forward to a day that they were no longer captives. They maybe didn't quite know what that looked like or when it was going to happen, but they were still looking forward to it. Or maybe it was the Israelites on their way out of Egypt that escaped and they were on their way to the promised land and they'd been told what it looks like, but they weren't really sure about the journey and they didn't know how long it was going to last. Or maybe again the Israelites, once they'd reached the promised land and they'd settled and they'd had their kings and the judges and stuff was a bit up and down and they had their prophets and then there was these 400 years of silence and they were looking forward to their promised Messiah. They knew he was going to come, but they didn't know what he was going to look like and they didn't know when. And then the disciples, the Messiah had come, he had discipled them, he'd walked with them and journeyed with them, and then he was dead. And I'm sure they so wanted him to return, and had they remembered properly, they would have known that he'd promised he was going to come back, but in those 3 days, it felt like they just didn't know what was happening. Had they lost all hope? Well, some of them had. Some of them had completely forgotten that he had said he was going to come back. And yet they hoped, beyond hope, that he would come back one day. And that's where we're at. Advent is the countdown to Christmas, the countdown to that first coming of Jesus. He promised he would come, and they didn't know what it would look like, but he came eventually. And so we're now in our second Advent, and Jesus has said he will return again, but we don't know when, and we don't really know how. There's some descriptions later on in the New Testament. Revelation is full of imagery, but we're not quite sure how it's going to look. But the important thing the whole way through each and every one of those examples is that God was faithful. When he promised something, we may not have known what it was going to look like, but it happened. And so today, as we think about our Thought for the Week series coming to an end and we look forward to Advent, I want to bring you some hope, to look forward to the future. Even when we don't always know exactly what it's going to be like on the way, we know that if we trust in Jesus and follow him, we have hope of an amazing future spent forever with him in eternity. And so I hope that these videos have blessed you along the way, and I pray that you will have a blessed rest of November, and we look forward to seeing you in December as we look forward with hope to the good news of Jesus Christ.